Matt Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, Americans.
It's Thursday,
but it feels like
it's Friday.
At least for us, it feels like it's Friday because we have tomorrow off, as well as Monday. Mm-hmm. Somehow we finagled a 4-day weekend. I didn't even. That's great.
Mm-hmm. No, don't make me have a 4-day weekend. Stop.
Yeah. Ow. Okay. You twisted my arm. We'll take the day off. That's fine.
I mean, it's Independence Day.
Yeah, well,
we're celebrating.
Monday is.
Yeah, we should celebrate
mm-hmm.
them while we still have them to celebrate.
Correct.
As a nation.
Well, there's still going to be a July 4th.
There'll always be a July 4th, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We got that.
Really?
What happens on that day may vary in the future. Jeffy's clavicles tweeted this out. Is that a picture of Jeffy drifting further into space and no longer stuck between the moon and New York City? Yes. Yeah, look at that. He somehow broke free for at least a limited time.
You got dislodged for your orbit there.
Yeah.
Good.
That's special.
That is special.
Isn't that nice?
Special.
Can I just start calling you Jupiter?
I'm happy not to be stuck.
I bet you are. I'll bet you are. It's better to cruise and float around the solar system, isn't it?
Be free, Jupiter, Jeffy.
Yeah,
be free.
No, on some planets.
That's right. That's what Jupiter does.
Not on a lot of planets, apparently. And that's where its rocky core came from.
That's correct.
A lot of people don't know it has a rocky core because it's a gas giant. But it's got a rocky core because it ate a whole bunch of planets. So, do you know that 11 Earths could fit across or is it 11,000? A whole bunch of Earths.
A whole bunch of Earths.
Could fit across Jupiter.
Wow.
I feel like it's 11.
It's either 11 or it's 11,000.
1,300.
Or it could be 1,300.
That's not true. 1,300.
From where? But
That's fake.
Are we talking about the same thing? I think it's 11,000 could fit inside of it.
Okay, okay, this is from, I don't know who NASA is. NASA? I don't know if they're an authority on this kind of stuff, but it says Jupiter.
That's the non-authority
space
stupid administration.
Okay, all right. Well, we got a lot of those in our government.
Yeah, we do.
Jupiter is so big that all the other planets, in the solar system could fit inside of it. More than 1,300 Earths would fit inside Jupiter.
All the other planets would fit inside, including Saturn and Neptune. Uranus will fit in there?
Wow.
Not his anus.
No.
But Uranus would fit in there.
Okay. I'm not going to pursue that thought.
As Jupiter, I have my own anus.
Okay, good.
That's a cool statistic that all other planets could fit inside it.
And
wow.
Yeah, and more than 1,300 Earths. I think that's a cooler stat.
Jeez, that's amazing. Wow.
So, we were close with 11.
Yeah, right.
So in other words, Jupiter is the planet that spends more than its fair share of time at the Golden Corral buffet line. Okay?
That's for sure.
They're always going back.
That's not a problem, man.
Speaking of not being a problem, our leader, the leader of the free world, Joe Robinette Biden. Good. Man, is he repping America.
He's great, man.
He's out there repping us.
Makes you proud.
It does.
Makes you proud.
It does.
Does it?
He's at the G7. Here's a look at him being sharp as nails yesterday.
Okay. Oh, my God.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. My guys, let's go right now. Thank you.
Whoa.
Blink.
Thank you, guys.
There you go. Blink.
Pudding tastes good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, there's the face with the voice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Come on.
Shut up.
Let's go. Come on.
He was on top of his game right there, staring off in the distance.
Just terrible.
On.
And speaking of the mask lady, I've noticed masks seem to be making a bit of a comeback.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Yep. I've been noticing that this week in particular.
Mm-hmm. Employees starting to wear them again. Customers are wearing them again.
I'm telling you, right on schedule. Right on schedule for the election season.
Well, and I was looking at the latest number.
The numbers,
and it's 112,658 on average in the last 7 days that have been infected. 112,000. Last year, at this time, it was 12,000. And the deaths are up a little bit, too. 382 is the average. Yeah, I mean, that's still pretty low, but it's higher than it was.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and it's going to ebb and flow for the rest of our lives, probably. Because, I mean, because even though it was low a year ago, it then came back again in the fall.
Right.
And there was a big, remember everyone in here, right after Christmas, early January, got the COVID.
Yeah, we all got it because the Omicron finally hit here.
So it's just going to do its thing, and we're just going to have to learn to live with it.
Yeah.
But I'm with you on the mask, man. I'm seeing way too many of those.
Yep.
And
well, I mean, as long as they don't mandate it, I'm fine with it.
That is right.
It's fine.
And that's the bottom
Want to
line.
wear a mask? Wear a mask. I got no problem.
Exactly.
I've always said that it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I know, a lot of people make fun of these people wearing masks, and it's nice to do. But if you want to wear it, wear it.
Okay, but
right.
And I'm totally okay. I just say I'm with you. Okay, make your own choices. But the stupid argument from the left on seatbelts is that if you don't wear them, then you're going to cause me to have higher insurance costs. Some stupid argument. Well, can the same be said about masks? Well, if you're going to wear this diaper in front of your face and breathe in all this stuff, you're going to have to go to the doctor more often with whatever disease is living inside that fabric, causing our insurance rates to go up. I mean, it's a stupid, stupid argument. But if you want to play that game, then let's have that conversation. But I'm with you. Wear the mask if you want to. These mandates come back, we're going to have serious issues with this country.
And there's more proof that the mandates and the masks don't work. You're wasting your time, and you are making things worse for yourself. Alameda County in the Bay Area was the only county to bring back an indoor mask mandate. At the time, health officer Dr. Nicholas Moss said putting our masks back on gives us the best opportunity to limit the impact of a prolonged wave on our communities. But regional case data provides no discernible evidence that the rule succeeded at that goal.
Hey, we're not going to look at that. Don't start bogging me down with facts.
So the Alameda County 7-day average case rate from the past 2 months, compared to rates in neighboring counties, it was the same or worse. So I'm tired of hearing it. I mean, how many studies have we had? Europe, United States, now this Bay Area study. Every single time I've seen data on whether or not the masks work, the answer is no, they don't work. They don't. So they don't do anything for you. In fact, they make it worse in some cases because of all the germs that you're breathing all day that get lodged in that mask. It's nasty. It's just sick. But back to Joe. At the G7 summit.
Because he's at they're doing both, right? At the G7, then NATO was meeting, and they were all getting together to glad hand each other in Europe to make each other feel better about spending billions of the American money for Ukraine, because we all stand with Ukraine.
Yeah, I think this clip actually is NATO. I think it's a good point. Yeah, I think he slipped over to there.
And all of NATO feels good about the United States continuing to spend billions.
They absolutely do.
They think that's the right thing to
do.
Yes, please, you guys pump more money into that.
And they're letting a couple new countries in. Let them in, and the U.S. will spend some more money on them too. Don't worry about it. Come on in. Have some fun. I know.
So here was his answering. Oh, he's reading his answer verbatim because the guy just can't think on his feet.
No, it's bad.
Earlier this year, we surged 20,000 additional U.S. forces to Europe to bolster our alliance in response to Russians' aggressive
Keep reading, Joe.
Bringing our force total in Europe to 100,000.
Okay.
We're going to continue to adjust our posture based on the threat in close consultation with our allies.
Next card. There
Here
you go.
in Spain, we're going to work with our ally to increase U.S. Navy destroyers stationed in Spain's Rota naval base from 4 to 6.
Okay,
Wait, he screwed up the numbers there.
Again, he can't do a number. It doesn't matter if it's written. Doesn't matter if it's on the teleprompter. It doesn't matter if he just thinks of it. He can't deliver.
How do you get around that if you're his speechwriter writing up those cards? How do you get
don't
around
know.
that? You have to put numbers down?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I mean, they probably
tried doing it numerically and with letters.
Yes,
and he still can't get it.
I bet it's numbers, and I bet they're really large font. So he just said 3. I bet there's a huge 3, and then the words are. I don't know, man.
I don't know either, but
I want to see that. I want to see that card.
Yeah, I'd love that. But there he is looking down the whole time.
I mean, we're ramping up soldiers. We're ramping up soldiers. They
all over the world.
Yeah. I mean, it's not good because they are beating the war drums, man.
Can I quote you on that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
I probably will. eventually.
No problem.
When it
I
comes
said
to-
yes. Go ahead.
So, have we invaded Greenland yet? Do we have troops there?
Well, don't give them ideas.
I'm
man.
a little scared about what might happen if we don't station at least 100,000 troops in Greenland. Joe Rogan apparently already on board with Ron DeSantis. I love the fact that, this guy was not a conservative. But he like Bill Maher to a certain extent.
Yes, that's where they're at. They're not conservatives.
But they can't go with the Democrats on these things.
Right.
It's just too stupid for them. Most people are just mindlessly following. Not these guys. It's great. Here he is talking about DeSantis.
Yeah, so all this stuff is happening while we have a dead man as a president.
Yeah.
Thank you. I like
it's just,
that.
Are you throwing out any
it's not fun.
Any support towards anyone, or are you going to hold off and because I know, didn't Elon Musk come out recently for DeSantis?
Yeah, I think Ron DeSantis would work as a good president. I think, what he's done for Florida has been admirable.
Look, I feel like I'm doing breaking news right now. That wasn't even on purpose.
I feel like what he did for Florida, a lot of people gave him a lot of grief, but ultimately he was correct. He was correct when it comes to like deaths. He was correct when it comes to protecting our vulnerable populations. He was correct in terms of distribution of monoclonal antibodies, and he was furious when the government tried to pull those. They were trying to pull very effective treatments. He is not perfect. He's a human being, but what he's done is stand up for freedoms. And people think that so there's some weird gaslighting that went on where people equated freedom and saying the word freedom to like right-wing bigotry and hate. It is so strange.
Isn't it?
Isn't it? Yeah. It kind of is.
To quote Jeffy, it's not good.
Wow, you've already quoted him. That's great. I like that.
I told Pat he could quote me. I didn't say
I'm sorry. Noted.
All right. Well, Democrat Representative Norma Torres says January 6th was planned for 4 years. 4 years.
You know it, man.
Here's that brilliance.
More and more to me, it appears that this is something that was being planned from day one after his first election, way back in when he first won.
Way back in, I can't remember when, but back then when he got elected.
They knew that they couldn't win because they have a candidate who was so grossly incompetent in being the president of the United States. Every time he opened his mouth, it was violence. Violence against immigrants, violence against women, violence against LGBTQ community.
Sure.
Anybody
yeah,
who
there's so much of
in
that.
His way and not agree with him, it was always turned on him.
It's unbelievable. So I think she's not going back far enough. I think it started in 1987 with him. I think he was planning the insurgency at the U.S. Capitol since 1987.
Really?
Yeah, because he knew. He first started making noise about running for president in 87. He was going to run in 88, and he didn't. But he knew when he finally did run, he wouldn't win a second term.
Yeah.
And he figured, well, I'll bet I win around 2016. That's when people are going to really start to love me.
What did she say? Did she say when he won the election the first time? Is she admitting that he won it both times? Was that what she said there?
I don't know
that she said
possible.
that. But
I don't know. Something like that.
But we also have this picture that's been making the rounds. Trump is in the Beast. You know, the presidential limousine. Talk to you about the partition between the front seat and the back seat. All limousines have them. Certainly the president does. And check out this photograph of the pic. Here's how far that is.
Wow, that is a lunge.
Okay, so is he stretch man now? What is it? Fantastic Four, where that guy stretches, and maybe he's got an arm that can stretch like rubber all the way to the driver.
I mean, the driver is in a different zip code than the president in that picture.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the same guy they said couldn't walk down an incline, but he's stretching in the limo to. Come on now, stop it.
And he's grabbing the steering wheel with one hand and the clavicles of the Secret Service agent driver with the other.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's incredible.
Come on now. Come on now.
I mean, there's that. It's impossible. It's impossible. What she said, what she claimed, and she's getting this secondhand anyway. It's not even from firsthand experience. She wasn't there. she heard a story from somebody. It's impossible.
How is that even admissible?
I don't know.
That shows you how much of a kangaroo court this is.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is in no way how a court would operate.
And they keep talking about, knowing that he knew that there were armed insurrectionists there, and they were not there to, he was saying, they're not there to harm me or whatever. I mean, it was a couple of days anyway, right? I don't remember the exact timeline, but it was prior to January 6th when he asked Pelosi
get some
to
extra
bring
cops
in
here.
the National Guard.
Yeah, that's right.
And they said no. So it wasn't a surprise that there was a possibility that there were going to be some people armed there.
Yeah. And
let's arrest them.
The Secret Service lead and the agent driver are both prepared to testify under oath that what she said, her testimony, was not true. It didn't happen. But as always, the lying scumbag, evil left continues anyway to hammer home this lie. They're not at all interested in the truth. They just want to hurt Donald Trump. Which, even if this dumb story were true, that he reached and grabbed the steering wheel, somehow he could do it through some miracle of physics, that he could reach this guy and grab the wheel and his clavicle with the other hand. What does that mean? Does that mean that he incited an insurrection? I don't think so. It means a guy lost his temper and got pissed.
Exactly. And I think that's what's getting lost in this whole thing. This January 6th commission is just about making Donald Trump look bad. It's trying to kill his chances in 2024. It's trying to make the Republicans, especially the ones that were involved in January 6th, look bad going into the midterms and just paint the whole party as this, radical group. It has nothing to do with the original mission. And it's obviously just a show trial, and it's pathetic. I would be angry, too, if I thought that my country was being stolen out from under me. Never mind that it cost me the presidency. It's the fact that the rule of law is completely getting ignored, in my opinion.
Between this, which, he shouldn't do that. He shouldn't grab the wheel of a car if you're in the back seat. That's kind of my safety tip.
What about the clavicle of the driver, though?
Now, that's okay, but I don't know. Some people think it's extreme.
It's a gray area.
Yeah.
Gray area.
So let's put it in the gray area. Okay. Let's say it probably would have been better had he not done that. It still doesn't prove any insurrection bullcrap.
Nothing.
It doesn't do anything to proving your point. And, of course, it's not true. But even if it were, so what? The other thing they're trying to hammer home is that he threw a hamburger against the wall at the White House. So what?
We got confirmation it was a hamburger? Is it? I'm just checking.
Well, no.
I know it's ketchup.
We don't, but ketchup dripped down the wall.
Okay.
Now, she does have first-hand knowledge of that because she apparently cleaned up the ketchup off the wall.
Or the catch up,
as
she referred to it.
Right. And again, if he did throw the hamburger against the wall, what does that mean? So what? And yet, they continue the bullcrap. Dan Balls from the Washington Post wrote that this is like the worst thing that's ever happened to Donald Trump. Former President Donald Trump has had some bad days, but perhaps none worse than Tuesday when former White House aide Cassidy Hutchinson delivered the most alarming testimony yet about his behavior during the January 6, 2021 attack on the Capitol.
Was it Dan?
And again, the answer is no, but...
It was Dan Balls.
Dan Balls.
Okay.
Yeah. Then there's Andrew McCarthy, who believes Cassidy Hutchinson's testimony against Trump is devastating.
Oh, my gosh.
Is it? In what way? Again, if it's true, he's got a bad temper. Oh, well, let's move on.
I don't know, man. O.J. Simpson had some thoughts about January 6th too.
We'll see those in just a second.
Mess with the juice, man.
We're gonna get the juice's take on
I love
the whole
OJ,
thing,
man,
because it's not complete until you have the juice's take.
I know.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Free speech, religious liberty, the Second Amendment. Across our country, your constitutional rights are under constant attack, and it's only getting worse by the day. That's why we're proud to partner with Patriot Mobile. They're not just America's only Christian conservative cell phone provider. They're one of the few companies that are actually fighting back against all of this nonsense. They offer the same nationwide coverage, of course. They're on the same cell towers, so you get the same great service. And you get the peace of mind that your money is combating the left's attempt to silence you, not supporting it. Patriot Mobile has plans to fit any budget, and their 100% U.S.-based customer support team provides exceptional customer support. That's another thing I treasure when people have customer support in this country. You can clearly understand the people that you're talking to. They understand you, and you don't have that language barrier that is so difficult to overcome sometimes. It's not a problem with Patriot Mobile. PatriotMobile.com/Pat or call 972-PATRIOT. You'll get free activation when you use the offer code PAT. Between the left, the media, and the rhinos, we need to stick together. It's PatriotMobile.com/Pat or 972-PATRIOT.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Pat, okay, you've got some points here. Maybe the three of you have made a couple of decent points. But where does the juice stand on this thing?
Yours truly here.
Where does he stand?
Starts every video.
Yeah.
If I don't hear from the single season record holder in the NFL for double murders, I don't know how to think about this.
But Ray
I don't know
Caruth,
what to think.
Ray Caruth tied
I don't know. Oh, that's right.
So he has to share that.
That's right. Oh, okay. Roll your eyes about OJ's guilt.
Now play the video. Let's hear
Get
what
out of
OJ
here.
has to say.
Here it is.
January 6th. Look, by now, we all know it was a fair election. Look, all of these Republicans in these states, these lawyers in the White House, these lawyers would re-elect the president, all Trump supporters, all respected people, have said it's a fair election. It's time to stop with the stop the steal thing.
Okay.
My daughter said, Dad, you always said Donald was a good businessman. I say he is. You know, that's one of the reasons why he was a successful president. But you got to understand, all this stop the steal talk has raised over $250 million, and very little of those dollars have actually gone to anything to stop the steal. You know, P.T. Barnum said,
What'd he say?
There's one born every day. So people are sending money to that. I guess he was talking about you.
That's what he said.
I'm just saying.
No.
Take care.
That's not what P.T. Barnum said.
That's what he said.
There's one born every day. No.
This is
It's a
another sucker born every
minute.
day.
Every minute, right?
Was it every minute?
I thought it was every minute.
And maybe, I don't know.
There's one born every day.
I don't follow P.T. Barnumisms as closely as I probably
Really?
should. Yeah. I'm going to admit that right now.
Wow.
I'm not an expert on P.T.
there's a sucker born
Barnum.
every
He was
minute.
mentioned,
Every
he was
minute.
mentioned on your overtime show yesterday, as
Is
a
he
matter of fact.
P.T. Barnum?
Yeah.
Really? All right.
There's a sucker born every minute. Or you can clean it up for this century, and it's there's one born every day.
Thank you. It's close enough.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with the man.
If
he has anger issues.
If you were him, wouldn't you keep a lower profile?
No
Maybe.
way.
I think I would.
No way, that's OJ,
yeah,
man.
I'd keep a lower profile. Yeah.
He's always making these videos.
Absolutely.
He is.
He's
I know.
living in
I know.
Vegas. I love him.
Is it every day or every week?
No, whenever he feels like
Yeah,
it.
so hold on. And Jeffy was upset there at the beginning because normally he opens the video.
Yeah,
and
every video he
what's
says
the
yours
first?
truly here.
Yours truly here. Okay, the reason that one's shorter is because he covered about 5 or 6 topics in this one video. And I'm like, we're not doing the whole thing.
Oh.
Just putting the January 6th in there. So I'm sorry to disappoint you there with the juice.
I know.
Oh, so that wasn't the beginning.
No,
so,
I'm
so
sorry.
he did say it's yours truly?
Of course.
He starts every video with yours truly.
Okay.
I love it. Yours truly here.
Getting my P.T. Barnum quotes ready. There's one born every day.
Yeah, that's not so much the quote, but that's okay. That's all right. Whatever. He still is tied for the record of double murders in a single season of the NFL. So that's good. That's good. He hasn't lost that title.
No. And so that was Ray Caruth. What did Ray Lewis?
Ray,
is it a 3-way tie? That's got an asterisk.
No, I think that was just one person.
That's just one?
that was
Oh,
just
yeah,
one.
okay, that's
Yeah.
right.
That was just one.
There's an asterisk next to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my bad. That was 2.
No, I think it was one.
Okay.
It was outside that bar in Atlanta, right?
Yeah. After the Super Bowl.
2 men, yeah.
2 men
Super
died.
Bowl party.
Oh, wow.
2 men died.
It was 2.
So again,
Okay,
it's
close.
So it's
It's
O.J.
close.
Simpson, Ray Caruth,
Right.
and then Ray Lewis has an asterisk.
Okay. All right. There you have it.
So nicer words need to be said about O.J. Simpson from you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they? Look, I was as big an O.J. fan as there was. I really wanted him to be innocent.
He was.
Yeah. That's right. A jury of his peers found him not guilty. That's true.
That's all I'm saying. That's all you need in life, bro.
That's all you need.
O.J. was fantastic on the football field. He was phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
And he was such a good actor, too, in movies and stuff.
Oh.
Right?
A lot of people compared him to Laurence Olivier.
Right. Was he a better actor in movies or a courtroom? What would you say, Jeffy?
Great.
Oh, his performance in the courtroom on the glove day.
It just won't fit.
That was something else. That saved his life.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
So, yeah. I'm trying. I can't get it. Oh, it's so hard to get.
Sorry.
See what the problem is this isn't my glove.
Can't be.
My hand is way too big for it.
Can't be.
Way too big. And you can't fake that. So if the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit.
Yeah. Johnny Cochran.
P.T. Barnum said.
It's amazing how almost everybody from that trial's dead except O.J.
Yeah.
So strange. All right. Christopher Ruffo has been all over the Disney woke stuff.
Yeah. Somebody's on the inside for him.
This movie hasn't been released, so I don't know how he got a hold of this. But I guess they're doing another Big Me type thing. You know, it's that big balloon.
Hero, yeah.
Big Hero, yeah.
Oh, my bad.
That big balloon-looking thing. He's in a grocery store, and he's looking for something. And
oh, no.
Here's a look at what he's looking for.
Oh, no.
Oh, he seems to be in the feminine hygiene
would
area.
you recommend?
Well.
Pause it for a second.
These are the tampons
Did
I
she
usually...
seem shocked for just a moment
She
there?
did.
Like, hey, aren't you male? You like, was there bigotry going on there for just a second in that woman? Let's go back and watch it again.
Or maybe
She's-
thinking, you're not human? Why do you need these?
Either way, I mean, that's just double bigotry. Let's see it.
Excuse me, which of these products would you recommend?
Well, these are the tampons I usually use.
Thank you.
I prefer pads. They're more comfortable for me.
Thank you.
I always get the ones with wings.
Thank you.
Get them
dude.
scented and bleach-free if you can.
Thank you.
Yo, my daughter loves these.
Thank you.
These might be easier if it's her first period. These are really environmentally friendly.
Gotta be kidding me.
Can you imagine having your kids watching that?
Have they not been with with their mothers at the stores?
Here we go.
Or you?
Here we go.
You not purchased them before?
Come on.
The person in the
Disney
blue jacket, is that a...
Yeah, there was a dude.
That's a male, right?
There's a dude. I
That's
get the ones
that's a
with
guy.
wings.
Why? Why do you get
Because
the ones
it's
with wings?
Disney.
Because
And a groomer wrote that script.
you bleed every month? How did that happen? Did you cut yourself shaving, or?
I mean,
And
we've
it
seen,
just won't heal?
We've seen other Christopher Ruffo videos leak from inside Disney where they say openly, yeah, I absolutely write this kind of stuff into the scripts.
Yeah,
This is what we
right.
do.
Right.
You write that in, and you make sure that that is out there front and center. What, Jeff, you have a different thought on this?
listening to everything you
I just
say.
want to make sure you keep me on the straight and narrow here. But that's their goal, is to mainstream this stuff and make it seem totally normal that a dude is in there buying tampons for himself.
And they're succeeding. They're succeeding because kids want to be trans, I think, now. A lot of times. Or somewhere. They want to fit somewhere into the highly publicized and very prideful LGBTQIA2+ group.
Well, first of all, good luck trying to find those tampons since there's none on the shelves.
Yeah,
Okay.
little shortage
So-
now. So, yeah. You might have to find an alternative there for
Correct.
his issue, whatever it is. All right. Well, that's great. We should look for that, the Disney employee thing where they admit to all of this stuff and remind people that, yeah, it's a thing. It's really happening at Disney, and here's more proof of it.
We are a democracy.
The democracy.
Democracy. Democracy.
Our democracy.
We're democracy.
I wonder what Pat Gray thinks about that.
We're not a democracy!
Now back to Pat Gray Unleashed on the Blaze.
Vert Lundquist tweets, if you want to muzzle yourself, go right ahead. Don't square up with me over one over one because I'm going to need you to calm down and back off.
No doubt. Thank you.
A mask, yeah.
Yep. Frank Johnson, what will Joe's handlers going to do? Maybe what were they going to do when he can't remember how to read? What are they going to do when
he can't read anymore?
When he can't read.
No, now what are you going to put in his lap?
And we're kind of at that point now. I mean, he got through most of that okay, but he is...
It was a struggle.
It's a crapshoot whether or not he's going to be able to do it. Bob Loblaw tweets, following the midterms, Democrats might start floating the idea that Trump actually did win versus Biden and assert that he can't run for a third term.
Nice.
That might not be far off, actually.
No kidding. Athletically overweight sports team. I do hope that Donald did not waste good Heinz on the wall.
Ooh.
The Heinz police, the ketchup police.
But sometimes,
Jeff Fisher would be very pissed about that.
I would, and I thought about that a little bit, but he's the president, and he was angry.
Yeah.
And
With cause.
he had the cleanup girl there. So okay, let's take it.
But if he did throw the hamburger against the wall and ketchup did drip down the wall, that means he's guilty of insurrection. Of inciting insurrection.
Okay.
That's what it means. Rowdy introvert. It's probably safe to say that OJ has not seen 2,000 Mules.
No.
Probably is. Yeah, probably is. We were discussing this Disney movie that's coming up. The movie is going to be called Baymax, and it's with that big guy, the big balloon type person. Yeah. You know what his name is?
I thought his name was Baymax. I thought that was Baymax, right? I thought
Maybe
it
it
was,
is.
I think it was Big Hero.
So,
this is Big Hero 6 or something.
Wow, there have been that many already? Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow. This is a pretty big character then, I guess, huh? Anyway, I think we might have missed something the first time around on this clip. Apparently, there's a trans flag on somebody's apparel. Let's take a look at it a second time, see if we can spot it.
Excuse me, which of these products would you recommend?
Well, these are the tampons I usually use.
Thank you.
I prefer pads. They're more comfortable for me.
Thank you.
I always get the ones with wings.
Thank you.
Get them scented and bleach-free if you can.
Yep.
Yo, my daughter loves these.
Thank you.
These might be easier if it's her first period. These are really environmentally friendly.
Okay, well, they're acting, though, as if he's buying them for somebody else.
Okay.
Right, he doesn't say
Because the one woman at the end says something to the fact that...
If it's her first one.
If it's her first.
Okay, take that out of it. Let's say that we're taking it out of context and he's there buying it, okay?
All right.
It's the fact that you've got a dude wearing a trans flag that's saying, hey, I use these.
Right.
Shut up.
Right.
Shut up. Normalize.
However, I will point out, if this is a trans man, that means it's biologically a woman and probably does use the ones with wings.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Look at you.
I'm just trying to
Got
help.
there.
I'm just trying to help.
You
Disney
are a helper.
Yeah. Because they so deserve help.
But there's never an agenda from Disney.
No.
Right?
I mean, that whole thing is just a right-wing conspiracy. You know, they're really trying to put this stuff into movies to affect children. Nothing could be further from the truth. Remember the get-together they had on was it online? It was on a Zoom call, I think. And
I love Disney's content. I grew up watching, all of the classics. They have been a huge, informative part of my life. But at the same time, I worked at small studios most of my career, and I'd heard, you hear whispers. I'd heard things like, they won't let you show this at a Disney show. And I'm like, okay. So I was a little, sus when I started. But then my experience was bafflingly the opposite of what I had heard on my little pocket of Proud Family Disney TVA. The showrunners were super welcoming. Meredith Roberts and our leadership over there has been so welcoming to my not at all secret gay agenda. And so I feel like
pause it for a second.
I felt
to her not at all secret gay agenda.
Super gay.
Super
gay agenda.
Yeah, it's an SG on their chest.
Oh, wow.
Super gay! So here's the admission. These are the people that are putting these movies together for your kids, and they love the fact that they're doing this. She had more.
Welcoming to my not at all secret gay agenda. And so I feel like I felt it was, maybe
What are you,
it was
12?
that way in the past, but I guess like something must have happened in the last like they're turning it around, they're going hard, and then
like
all that like momentum that I felt, like that sense of I don't have to be afraid to like let's have these two characters kiss, let's in the background to start, like I was just wherever I could just basically adding queerness to like if you see anything queer in the show,
you know, that's great.
But like I just was like no one would stop me and no one was trying to stop me.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm more distracted by all the likes than
I know.
I'll just put gay stuff here, queer stuff here, everywhere.
She sounds like she's like 16 there. And there was more. I had a deeper conversation about it.
I'm here as a mother of two queer children, actually. One transgender child, and one pansexual child.
Oh, pansexual.
And also as a leader. And that was the thing that really got me, because I have heard so much from so many of my colleagues over the course of the last couple of weeks, in open forums and through emails and phone conversations. And I feel a responsibility to speak, not just for myself, but for them, to all of us. We had an open forum last week at 20th where, again, the home of really incredible, groundbreaking LGBTQIA stories over the years, where one of our execs stood up and said, we only have a handful of queer leads in our content. And I went, what?
What?
That can't be true. And I realized, it actually is true. We have many, many, many LGBTQIA characters in our stories.
Right.
And yet we don't have not enough leads and narratives in which gay characters just get to be characters, and not have to be about gay stories. And so that's been very eye-opening for me. And I can tell you, it's something that I feel perhaps had this moment not happened, I as a leader and me as my colleagues would not have focused on. And going forward,
thank you.
I certainly will be more so. I know that we will be, and I hope this is a moment where, the 50% of the tears.
Don't cry about your pansexual child.
We just don't allow each other to go backwards.
Reimagine tomorrow.
I don't know how you raise kids in this environment. I don't know how you do it. Thankfully, my kids are now young adults, and we've raised them past their teen years and all of that stuff. And it was tough enough then. I mean, 10 years ago it was difficult enough, and 20 years ago. Now, with this onslaught and the admitted agenda of the gay lobby, of the gay extremists, I mean, most people who are in the LGBTQIA2 plus community, I believe, don't feel this way. They're not trying to indoctrinate. They're not trying to immerse our children in sexuality. It's these radicals who work for these Hollywood companies that are trying desperately to groom our kids.
Yeah, they've embedded themselves into places where kids frequent, like Disney or in your schools, and they get right to them.
Yes.
They cut out the middleman.
But here's a guy who describes himself as a drag artist, Lady Maga USA. And Lady Maga USA's message is a little bit different.
Spill the TQIA+. Let's symbolically spill that. All right, so Lady Maga USA is a gay drag artist, very fun. And in this bottle is TQIA+. Bye. I have nothing to do with you. You do not own me. I will not join your movement. I will not join your collectivist thinking. And you're riding around in parades on bikes naked next to Boy Scouts. You are in public libraries stripping and teaching kids to twerk and reading books about erasing gender and convincing vulnerable kids like I was to take hormones and castrate themselves and young girls. So once again, symbolically, Lady Maga USA is publicly spilling the TQIA plus from my life. Feels good.
Nice. Nice. And I'll bet you that's the vast majority of
Definitely.
Of the community. Because most people understand, leave the kids alone.
And I think the reason, someone like that individual there, right?
Yeah.
He's not embedded. These people have purposefully put themselves in the line of children at Disney and schools like we just mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
And people like him, he's just trying to live his life.
Right.
He's like, oh my gosh, wait, our movement's being hijacked, just like so many movements before.
Yes.
And now I've got to stand up and say something now.
And thank you for doing that. Yeah. That's really great. Let me tell you about Real Estate Agents I Trust. Selling your home is really a challenge, especially with interest rates going up and all that's happening in the industry. It's a tough time. It was a big time seller's market for a while, and now that's starting to change. So you need a realtor who can help you through this process and get your home sold quickly and for the most amount of money. And then if you're buying, that you can get the most for your money. Real Estate Agents I Trust. This is Glenn's company. As people vet these agents very carefully and make sure that they're the best there is in the market. So whether you're buying or selling or you're doing both and relocating, Real Estate Agents I Trust can get you through it. realestateagentsitrust.com.
Pat Gray returns.
This is kind of an interesting story because it usually happens the other way around. There's a home repair company's mandatory daily Christian prayer session for its employees. And they had an atheist working for them who they insisted must attend these meetings. Usually, this is the first story I think I've heard of a Christian company forcing a non-Christian to do something like this, to attend their prayer meeting. And they say it usually lasted at least an hour. So he did it for a while. This atheist went to their, because it was mandatory and he wanted to keep his job. So he kept doing it for a while. And then he decided, you know what? I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to make it to your prayer meeting. So they cut his salary in half.
How about no?
Yeah, I know. And then after cutting his salary in half and he still wouldn't show up, they fired him. So he went to court. And we'll see what happens with this.
Man, I would not want to work for that company to begin with.
No. But his boss told him he didn't have to believe in God and he didn't have to like the prayer meetings, but he did have to participate. In fact, they asked him to lead prayer.
Oh, no.
On occasion.
Oh, no.
It's like, he's an atheist. What are you doing? Come on.
So
it's no better when we're doing this to them than they're doing it to us. Stop
Dear
that.
Person I don't believe in.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything.
Why would you even want that?
Right. And I bet now if the people that are against them doing this, forcing him, are they also against employees having to sit there and listen to hey, white people, you suck. We're going to do some racial insensitivity training. You're going to sit here and you're going to
you're going to listen and you're going to you don't have to like it, but you do have to participate.
I don't want you forced to sit there either.
Incredible. Yeah, his boss told him, yeah, you know what? It'll be in your best interest to attend these sessions in their entirety. Because not only is it a prayer meeting, but it's a Bible reading. They read scripture together. And they're forcing an atheist to do this.
Am I getting paid double?
That's what I'm saying. I'm still getting paid instead of doing work. I may sit in.
Can I sit in the back?
I need you to calm down and back off.
Yeah. I sit in the back with my laptop and pay my bills online. It looks like, no, I've got a Bible app open.
I'm still getting paid, and I'm not having to do my job. Amen.
Yeah.
There is that aspect. Obviously, he didn't.
No, that did not happen.
That's not how he felt.
No.
So there's a little bit of a lawsuit going on. Yeah, he was fired back in the fall of 2020. So this has been.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now the counter argument would be, look, he doesn't have to work there. It's a private business. They can require this of their employees.
I know.
Well, but only if that was set up as a condition for him to get the employment, right?
Was this a job duty when you signed the dotted line?
When he came to work for them, did they say you must attend a prayer meeting every single day? while you're here. Okay? Okay.
Okay, I'll do it.
I'm an atheist, but okay. Now, did they make that a requirement? I don't think so at the beginning. I read something in here that led me to believe that it wasn't
a condition of employment.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would think he would win this lawsuit big time.
Yeah, most definitely if it wasn't a condition of employment.
I mean, at first they cut his salary in half. You would think, okay, lawsuit
twisted,
right
man.
there.
Yeah, that's twisted.
Yeah, it is twisted. That is not cool.
Again, I wouldn't want to work there to begin with.
No, I wouldn't either.
But it's
cut
gonna be
my
interesting to see how this-
salary? I mean,
bad. Really, really bad. All right, 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed.
How's your bingo card looking over there, Pat?
I don't know. Did I?
No.
Is there-
Keep it down. There's a camera.
What?
There's a camera. Yeah. Thank you, Rob. I'm just wanting you to glance at it there because we're running out of time in the week here. And
I wouldn't want us to not get a bingo winner.
oh, be a man of the people. Come on.
Jeffy fights every week. For, you don't have to have a winner, right?
Yeah.
There doesn't have to be a winner. You can just not have one.
Is it in the rules of our bingo that there has to be a winner?
And what Jeffy is actually saying in code is, I'm going to find out where that prize code is kept from Nate, and I'm going to use it myself this week.
And I'm gonna pick some of my own merchandise. Not Pat.
It's chewing the fat
There is
merchandise.
chewing the fat merchandise
You could
that you
get
should
that
purchase.
too.
There's no question about that.
You don't have to
Just
get
gut check.
Stop.
Pat Gray Unleashed merchandise only. Chewing the fat.
So yeah, you might want to pay attention because something could happen along those lines today. Although, like Jeffy said, there doesn't have to be a winner.
Okay, Pat Heads, we're not going to let Jeffy go home with the prize.
Different. In my ear,
Jeffy's
it
not
sounded
going home with the $30 today.
No.
Okay, y'all?
No, I guarantee that. More coming up. And welcome to it. 888-900-3393. Couple of tweets here to share. J. Corby 821. The left slogan, don't hate, indoctrinate. From Jimmy Dimples. Like, Disney isn't like all that likable anymore. And from I'm a Lickin' Butter. All UFPs, uterus-free peoples, should educate themselves about tampons, just in case. That's a good point. Nothing wrong with it.
No, there's
Nothing
not.
wrong with it. Go ahead. Come to know feminine hygiene. I guess you can't say feminine anymore, right?
If
It's
you
just
have
hygiene.
females in your house, I'm sure that you have become familiar with it.
It is possible. Hey, Nancy Pelosi went to the Vatican, met the Pope. Pope made sure she got some communion. That's great. Isn't that great?
Oh, that was a slap in the face right there.
Just over a month ago, Archbishop of San Francisco publicly declared Nancy Pelosi would be denied communion in her local diocese due to her ghoulish support for abortion.
Which went against what the Pope had said.
About what?
The Pope had said before that, or when that was all going on, that it should be up to the people to worry about their communion. You know, it's up to you. We talked about this because we talked about your dad. But the Pope had said that it's up to you to decide whether you should take the communion or
Whether
not.
you're worthy of it or not?
That's between you and God, not the priest. And I'm like,
okay. I mean, all right. That wasn't their, as you mentioned.
I know.
With my dad.
I know.
That was not their stance
That was not
prior.
the stance for my father-in-law or my stepdad at all.
Man.
That was not their stance at all.
If you married somebody who was divorced, you couldn't receive communion. And wow. Well, what did I do there? Well, you married a divorced woman. You bastard.
And so this pope says you can determine whether or not you're worthy.
I guess
that's what
the line the comedians use is the Pope Catholic. I mean, that's actually a sincere question now.
The answer is no. Is the Pope Catholic? No. At least not a practicing Catholic.
Man.
He might be like Pelosi and Biden, a cafeteria Catholic. They'll pick and choose which ones you're going to. But come on. This is ridiculous now. This woman is somebody who is fighting against the church.
Yeah.
And so is Biden.
Yes.
With the abortion thing. I mean, that's not like that's a small deal. Whether or not children should be born It's a big deal.
Absolutely.
It's a really big spiritual deal. And so to overlook that and just say, yeah, you can fight against this all you want, and it's perfectly fine, and you can receive communion. I don't know. Jeez.
It does seem to go against everything they preached for, I don't know, hundreds, if not thousands of years.
Right? Yeah, so the old adage, does a bear poop in the woods? Well, yes, if he lives there. If he lives in the tundra, then I'd have to say no. Is the Pope Catholic? Well, when he won't enforce doctrine, I don't know. I'm going to say no.
And I've had to, on a side note, I've had to postpone my campaign too, because he also said earlier this week that he was not retiring.
The Pope?
Yeah. And so I went ahead and put my campaign on hold.
You had already printed up the posters and the flyers and the whatnot?
Yeah.
I think maybe you fight for it with him in there.
There
might be some dissatisfaction.
I want
maybe
some UFC
you know what? I'm
action.
going to rethink that over the Independence Day holiday.
Rethink it. Okay. Get back to us on Wednesday next week.
Okay.
Cage match.
But I'd like to hear from Catholics. I mean, is the Pope Catholic?
I can tell you that my father-in-law does not believe that. I mean,
is he Catholic?
Forever.
Yeah.
I mean, forever. And no, he does not. He's not happy with this Pope.
Not happy with him. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He seems to be, I don't know, friendly to communism. Certainly socialism.
Well, I mean, he was South American socialist, right?
Seems to be unfriendly to the United States of America.
Boy, no, capitalism. I mean, he's a big-time hater of capitalism. No question.
Doesn't enforce, the doctrine necessarily. I don't know. It's bizarre. It's bizarre to me.
It looks like he bends the doctrine.
A little bit.
Bends the doctrine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's what you're supposed to do. But whatever. I'll
I'm
change
not Catholic,
things.
so maybe it is what you're supposed to do.
If I rethink my campaign, I will admit I will change that.
Okay. Good. Good. Amy What's-Her-Face tweeted this out as a reminder of what we've discussed before, the reasons given for having an abortion.
Mm-hmm.
And because the left is continually screaming about people will die, women are going to die. Are they? Okay. The reasons for abortion. The pregnancy resulted from an incestuous relationship. How often does that happen?
A lot.
0.001%. 0.001%. It almost never happens. 1/1000th of a percent of the time. The woman's life was endangered by the pregnancy. 0.065%. So 65 thousandths of a percent. The woman was raped, 85 thousandths. The woman's physical health was threatened by the pregnancy, 0.288%. Wow. The woman's psychological health was threatened by the pregnancy, 0.294%. There was a serious fetal abnormality. That's a creepy percentage, 0.666.
Yeah, it sure is.
And that's all of these are less than 1%.
Yes. The woman aborted for social or economic reasons, 6.2%.
That's listed like that's a good reason.
Yeah.
6% say, I can't afford this kid.
No reason. It was elective. 92.33%.
I just don't want it.
This was put together by David Harris, who I love. I mean, he's been here and been on a number of our shows here. He may have even been on this show here on the Blaze Network. Those are staggering numbers.
Yeah, and those numbers were
argument.
lifted from some stats that the state of Florida did. If those are the same ones we've had previously on this show, and that was a lot of women involved in that survey, multiple surveys actually. It's staggering to see.
It is.
It's literally just birth control. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yep. Almost exclusively. Either that or the 6% one was
social
or
right?
economic. I can't afford a baby right now. And so they aborted because of that. So between that, it's about 98%. Between that and I just wanted to.
Right.
I just didn't want the baby. 98, we're close to 99% actually there.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. Also, AOC keeps talking about the Supreme Court after the abortion ruling. She just won't shut up. I think she believes people really care what she has to say. Here she is.
The
Again.
Supreme Court has engaged in the overreaching of its authority and denying the human and civil rights of any pregnant person or person that could become pregnant in the United States of America. They have engaged in overreach, and it is the responsibility of the president and Congress to put the Supreme Court in check because they have delegitimized them.
Delegitimized.
Now, none of that is true. None of that is true. They did what the Supreme Court is supposed to do.
Oh, don't you play the Constitution card. Don't you play that card.
They ruled on a constitutional matter and realized after 50 years that a law that was deemed constitutional was not in the U.S. Constitution.
It's so ridiculous is when people like AOC make this argument like, oh, the human rights of women being violated. They don't even see the twisted irony in their words. How about the human rights of the baby just wanting to live?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to them, it's not a baby yet, right?
Oh, that's right. Well, the broccoli wants to live.
Right.
Give it human rights.
Yeah, as if it transforms somewhere along the way into a human being. I mean, when does that? Only after the birth. Only when it's fully out of the canal. Now it's a human. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, wasn't it?
3 minutes ago, it wasn't. It was a Buick 3 minutes ago. That's weird that it transformed into a human being. Who saw that coming? Who saw that
And you
coming?
only know if it's a Buick if you do an ultrasound right before it's born.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
and you see
you're
the
just-
car in her
gotta-
uterus.
You got to guess.
Honey, you have a car in your uterus. Do you want to keep it?
I got to tell you.
Now, there's no guarantee that when you give birth
I
to this
gotta
car,
tell
it's
ya.
going to remain a car. I don't know.
I don't know.
Magic.
I gotta say.
Oh, you keep the car?
I think so.
Keeping the
I
Buick?
do.
What if it's a
All
used
right.
Buick, though? It's got some miles
I
on
mean,
it.
there's keys in it, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
it comes with keys.
All right,
Yeah.
let's you pop that thing out.
It's so insane.
It is.
And then this delegitimize themselves.
Uh-huh.
What are you talking about? Because it was a ruling you don't like? So now it's not legitimate. It was the be-all and end-all for so long for these people.
That's for sure.
All of a sudden, a couple of rulings come up, and now it's illegitimate.
Right. All of a sudden now,
Jeez.
after we've always leaned on the court, in fact, the federal court system, to get what we want, that the American people and duly elected representatives won't give us through the law.
Mm-hmm.
This one time,
Yeah.
the one week where they don't get their way on stuff,
Yep.
and it's like, oh, this court is a joke. It's delegitimized. Oh, shut
And
up.
by the way, there's two really interesting, important rulings coming down today. One on immigration and one on climate change. And this could round out a really
Absolutely.
good session for the U.S. Supreme
Absolutely
Court.
it
Maybe
could.
the best in the history of the Supreme Court. So we'll keep an eye on that.
Plus,
But it'll probably happen after the show.
And we get Kajanji today too, right?
Oh, Ketanji Brown Jackson?
Kajanji.
What's her name? Katanji.
No, you had it.
I never could remember her
Kajanji.
stupid
She
name.
joins?
Yeah, she
Yeah,
swears
today.
in at noon,
She
man.
gets in today, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
because Breyer's going to retire, and
The first African American
Woman?
Sure.
She's
Oh, we
certainly
don't-
not the
yeah.
first African
Sure.
American.
But we don't know if she's a woman because she doesn't know what a woman is. So
That's
how
right.
could we know?
That's right. We can't. There's no way to tell. It's like metric system. There's no way to tell what a woman is.
That's crazy, Jay.
Okay.
I'm trying.
Paramount Plus just released a new Beavis and Butthead movie.
Yeah, they did.
And they have discovered that they have white privilege.
All right.
Yeah.
Paramount Plus is putting out some good content, and the head guy
I like Paramount Plus.
just a week or so ago was at some conference, and he said, "Yeah, we're not pulling any of our content. If you don't like it, don't watch."
Nice.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
He was like, "Look, we're a streaming platform, and we have old shows, and we have new shows."
They also
and-
changed their logo, though, for the month. Did you notice that?
Everybody.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to.
Yeah,
It's law.
You have to.
It's law.
You know what? Hold on. We're laughing now. Give it 2 years,
I
and you
know.
might be forced to
You'll
actually
have to.
change your logo to look like a rainbow.
Right.
I mean, I'm bummed. Today's the last day, right? I can't.
Yeah.
I can't
Yes.
celebrate.
Today's the
Pride
last day of Pride.
anymore after today.
Yeah,
It's very
we're no longer
disappointing.
proud
Yeah.
after today.
Yeah, it's very disappointing.
You know, I guarantee you, there is
Anyway,
somebody
back to Beavis.
at a
Sorry.
company right now who has been tasked with updating their corporate logo for next June to incorporate the progressive pride flag.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to just see a rainbow next June. You better put in the pastels next time, too. Put that back up, Rob. I'm telling you, there's going to be so many more of these corporate logos a year from now that include all of the colors. And they're working on them now.
Is it enough to do it just for June, though? What about year-round?
Right.
What about all the time?
11 months of hate, Pat.
Yeah, right.
That's what we're at.
I know. 1 month of love and 11 of hate. That's not.
Well, we get.
That's not good.
Well,
it's not good.
10 of hate because we still have to have Black History Month, right?
Okay, yeah, you do have to have that.
Don't ruin it. I already had a show title sent to Daniel, so don't come in here throwing curveballs at the 11th hour. It was 1 month of love, 11 months of hate.
Okay.
Except for February, Black History Month.
And Beavis and Butthead discover white privilege. Here's what happened.
Wow. This is a classic example of white privilege. And you both have it.
What's that?
Anyone want to fill them in?
Yeah, I'll
Yes,
do it.
I do. I'll do it.
So, white privilege is when white people, particularly men, automatically assume they can take whatever they want.
Thank
and
you.
they never have to worry about getting stopped by the police. And they have the inside track for any job
I've got this one, Aisha. They have the inside track for any job they want.
Exactly, Gage.
Exactly,
Thank you
Jay.
for that.
Thank you for that.
That's white privilege.
Whoa. And we have that?
You sure do.
I see.
Whoa.
I never realized this stuff. Yeah, you've
So-
really opened up my eyes.
Well, I'm glad we've been able to enlighten you. The real question is, do you think you'll be acting differently from now on?
I guarantee it. Step aside, please. We have white privilege.
Yeah, check it out. Hey. Don't worry, it's okay. We automatically assume we can take what we want. We don't have to worry about the police. It's okay, you didn't know. We didn't either. Good stuff now.
This is what we were taught, sir.
Yeah, we're subverting existing paradigms.
Just stealing everything.
This rules.
This rules.
I never thought I'd say this, but I'm glad we went to college.
Yeah, like, now I have the skills for today's workplace.
See, I think they might have misunderstood.
No, they nailed it.
No, they
Beavis and Butthead are geniuses.
All right,
man.
good.
Are you kidding me?
All right.
Come on.
I guess I misunderstood.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. Let me tell you about Scoremaster. Scoremaster is something that can help you with your interest rates. It can save you thousands and thousands of dollars over the life of a loan of any kind. Just in about 3 weeks, on average, the average Scoremaster user can boost their credit score up to 61 points or more. And 61 points added to your credit score, that can save you tens of thousands on whatever you finance. Scoremaster technology was developed by credit data scientists. It boosts your credit score higher and faster than you ever thought possible, and not by 6 or 7 or 10 points, by 61 points on average. Try Scoremaster for free right now and see how many plus points you can add to your credit score. Go to scoremaster.com/Pat. That's scoremaster.com/Pat.
Pat Gray is here.
We're just White House being pressured on the border policy as the surge grows into this country. We're just looking at some footage from the border right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you won't believe just the families coming across the border. Just the women and the children.
Looking for a better life.
The original shot that we saw, there were no families.
Not
now
one
they
family.
did break away to another shot where they had them rowed up, broken apart. So there were some.
There's a few females there.
Yes,
there
were some
it's
families
mostly
there.
18 to 34-year-old males.
Yes,
that's who's coming here.
Yes,
I mean it's on.
There's no doubt about that.
No doubt.
Looking for, they're escaping some sort of horrific action going on in their country.
Or the men's room, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I would love to know the percentage breakdown, though. The official number. What percentage are male? Like
18 to 34.
18 to 34.
Mm-hmm. What percentage are children?
Uh-huh.
You know it's out of whack.
Way out of whack.
Yep.
Way out of whack. And you look at you look at the caravan coming, man. Again, not good.
Can we quote you on that?
Yes.
That's I appreciate that because it's a powerful quote.
Thank you.
And I'll want to use it sometime very, very soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Gayle King had. Did she have Hillary on?
And
she
the
read,
co-author Louise Penny. Because she's hawking her new thriller, her new novel, State of Terror.
Is it? She wrote a fictional book?
Oh yeah, with Louise Penny. We talked about it when they first penned the deal to write. So now it's officially out.
Oh, so now they finally got around to writing it.
Who is going to buy that?
Jeff Fisher will buy
it. Well, Stu will, and I'll have to play Hillary again to read some of these excerpts because Gayle reads an excerpt from the book,
and it's terrific.
It is terrific,
and it sounded a little something.
There's a love story
like
in the
this.
middle of that too, and I'm curious about who wrote this line. Do you know which one I'm going to read? Felt his naked white skin as it slid against her dark, moist body. Both luminous in the afternoon sun. She could feel the weight of him on top of her, lying heavy on her heart. Was that
Pause
you,
it for a
Hillary
sec.
Rodham
Wait,
Clinton?
she could feel the weight on top of her? Well, of course she could. The guy weighs probably 200 pounds. If you couldn't feel that weight, I would say you're paralyzed from probably the neck down, and that would not be fun to write about.
Pat, this is art.
Right?
No, don't try to cripple art.
She could feel the weight of his body. You think? Wow, that's genius. What genius writing that is. She could feel the weight of his big fat body on top of her. Really?
I think you've
How'd
inserted
that happen?
I think you've inserted the word fat. I don't think the word fat was in the actual.
You're reading the abridged version.
He weighs at least 165, 170, right?
I mean,
we're talking about a
10.
hunk here. And so it's always somebody who's incredibly hot.
160.
He's got to be 180, 185.
Are you kidding me?
Well, you were what, 175 at birth, weren't you?
Yeah, pretty close.
Your poor mom.
That's why he was a C-section baby. So.
He was a C and D section baby.
That would have killed somebody. All right, 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Keith has this weird obsession with 88-year-old Republican Senator Chuck Grassley's tweets.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Because he keeps saying that Chuck Grassley tweets like a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah, he does. And I want to hear that it's some staffer of his. No, this has been going on too long. This is Chuck himself. Especially because sometimes he'll tweet out from a Dairy Queen or something. And it's him. I mean, I admire him for being 88 years old and tweeting actively like he does. But to the point where you can't even understand what message he's trying to get across. Look at this recent tweet.
Introd Inform Act 2, the number 2 day. W. Senator Ernst.
No, Sen Ernst. So you got everything's
Sen, yeah, Sen Ernst. Number 2 is one-stop shop for the number 4. Irks patient assistance working hard. Number 2, pass Irks pricing bills, Wyden, Grassley, and I mean, you do know what these are.
Yeah.
But, you gotta sit there and think about it.
PBM Transparency Act.
Think about what you're reading.
Number 2, lower Irks prices. 4, the number 4, the letter U, and hold big pharma / PBM's accountable.
Okay, so here we go.
I mean, there's only so many characters.
No, sir. I copied and pasted this. Dude had 66 characters remaining. He could have used them and had full words a whole way.
He's 88. He doesn't know
Chuck
that.
Grassley, come on, man. Use full words. That stuff bugs me. I think
it is kind of amazing he knows all the abbreviations, though. It shows he's on Twitter a lot.
Oh, it makes you kind of think it may not be Chuck.
I don't know. I think it's him, dude. I think that's his assistant literally goes everywhere with him. Anyhow,
I bet she does.
It is Washington after all.
That's right.
So probably.
No.
Yeah,
anyhow,
probably.
So I think this whole thing started with using words, letters, and numbers for words. I think that's when do you think it started? With the vanity plates? That's got to be when that started, huh? Because it's just been out of control ever since.
I mean,
yeah. Yeah. Well, and it got a lot worse with the 144 character Twitter thing.
Yeah.
So.
Social media definitely brought it to the forefront.
Wasn't it 144 at the beginning?
It was 120. Now it's 240, right, Jeffy?
I
Niner.
don't even remember
There's a
what
niner.
it is
There's
anymore.
Nine characters.
More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray returns on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome to it. Great to have you with us. 888-933-93. Also, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. That douche middle class Joe is in he's in Europe right now. He's in Madrid. When was the last time a U.S. president went to Madrid?
That's a good question.
I never hear of U.S. diplomats or officials going to Madrid. Really? What? Spain's kind of the forgotten Western European country, isn't it? Seems like nobody ever talks about it. Nobody ever. I mean, is anybody worried about what Spain is going to do militarily? Do they have a military in Spain?
I mean, they used to, right?
Oh, in the 1600s, yeah.
I mean, we're finding some of their ships.
I was going to say, don't sail in a storm, and maybe we'll still be talking about you 500 years later.
Right. All right. So anyway, I mean, he's complimenting them on their efforts in the Ukraine and whatever. And I love how everybody, I mean, they have all donated up to dozens of dollars. Dozens.
Right.
Some of them triple dozens. Over $36, I think, came from Spain.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's what got it. That's what got it.
Over $36.
Over $36.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what got him to go to Madrid then.
It was like $36.43.
What do you think?
Something like that.
He's over there saying, what do you think? Maybe bump it up to 40?
Nah, he thinks they've done enough.
Oh, okay.
They've done enough. You know where the money really needs to come from is us. Because all we've done is about $60 billion so far.
Oh, it's got to be. Is that it?
That's about it. Yeah. I mean, you know, and that's not enough. If you listen to Zelensky,
not even close.
That's not enough. I mean,
he's not the only one that's saying it's not enough. But you're right. He obviously is the big proponent. I mean, it's his country, but he's not the only one, especially here in the United States, that thinks we need to be doing more. I couldn't disagree more with us doing more. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I think we've done what we should do. Maybe
enough,
and maybe then some.
Yeah.
And maybe it's up to them now. Although I hate to see Russia making inroads and taking their territory. I mean, it is awful. But that doesn't mean we should take care of it.
Right.
There's going to come a time when America realizes we need to stop being the world's police.
I thought we were there, but...
Yeah, I did too.
Apparently that was under that bastard Donald Trump.
Isn't it interesting that it is the Democrats who are the hawks now, and the Republicans who are saying, wait a minute, do we need to be everywhere all the time? No!
It's amazing how that
And the
happens.
Democrats want to fight everybody all of a
sure
sudden.
do.
Hey, what'd you say to us in Ireland? The hell did you just say? You want a piece of this? You want a piece? Huh?
It's amazing. It's whoever has control of the war machine.
Yeah.
That's who wants war.
Yeah. Well, there might be some money involved.
What?
I don't know.
Just a tad.
Not in my America.
It's possible. No.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Right, exactly.
Shall we drop a reference to the industrial complex? What was it?
The military industrial complex?
Yeah.
Yeah, this would be a good place for it. Well, this is not a surprise. We knew it was coming. Israeli parliament has indeed voted to dissolve, triggering the 5th election in 4 years. And this new prime minister is not even going to run. Bennett isn't even seeking being the prime minister.
So they're going to clean house and start again then now, right?
Yep.
It's about time. They've had this one parliament for like 3 days now.
Yeah,
so,
right.
I mean, they've been in there.
And they've had
Monday.
Naphtali Bennett for about, I don't know, a couple of months.
Yeah,
and couple of months now.
Netanyahu's looking like he might be able to get it back now, right?
Yes.
With the new cleaning of house.
Hysterical.
Yes. So he served for what, 15 years, took a 6-month respite, and now he's probably going to get back in.
Yeah.
And who knows, run this thing for another. But the vote was 92-0.
Wow. Again, we mock the parliamentary system, but boy, we sure could use it right now here in America instead of waiting till 2024.
Yes, you're right. You're right. I mean, it's embarrassing that Israel's done this 5 times. But, yeah, I wouldn't mind doing it right now.
I know.
So this brings to an end Bennett's run as prime minister, one of the shortest terms in Israeli history, and gives former Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu the path to return to power. That is incredible. I mean, he's been in so much trouble, too, with all kinds of scandals.
They've really come after him hard.
Whatever else. Yeah. And he's gonna bounce right back in, looks like. All right, awesome. Let's go to Linda in Texas. Hey, Linda, you're on the Blaze.
Hello, Pat.
Hello.
How are you?
Doing good.
How is your day going so far?
You're about to ruin it if you don't say it.
Okay, bingo.
There you go.
That's awesome.
Thanks, Linda. Where did your bingo happen?
Top row, starting with strength, then middle class Joe.
Yes.
Douche.
Uh-huh.
And Jesse saying it's almost as if.
Right.
And then ending with, and the caravan's on the way.
Good job.
There you go, baby.
Good job. Where in Texas do you live?
I live in Denton.
In Denton? Okay.
Yes.
So you're a neighbor.
Yes, very close.
Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the merch.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, for anybody who wants to play, later today we'll pin next week's card. It's going to be abbreviated week next week since we're not going to be here till Tuesday.
Yeah.
At Pat Unleashed on Twitter, pinned to the top. Do we want to go over in Pat Gray Overtime today, next week's card? Get a little sneak peek?
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So, yeah, we've got this and Overtime today, and then we're off tomorrow. It's a best of. Is that what we're doing?
Correct. Best of tomorrow into Monday.
And then we'll see you back here on Tuesday. It'll be fun. And maybe we'll dissolve U.S. Congress in the meantime.
Ooh.
Because we just picked up this great idea from Israel.
Yeah.
And
so let's do it.
And so let's do it.
Let's
just dissolve Congress and start over. With a new president and everything.
If we don't like it, we can do it again.
Yeah, right. They do. All the time.
I'm on board.
Yes. Me too. Me too. And Britain just went through this, but somehow Boris survived.
Yeah.
I really thought he was going to be gone.
I know. France too, right? Macron hung in there too.
Macron,
yeah.
Yes. But every time she runs, they think Le Pen is going to win.
I know.
Every time she gets her ass kicked. So I don't know. I don't know why they think she's so popular. They must have some polls that are completely inaccurate because she loses badly every time. Didn't she lose by 20 points or something to him? It was a lot.
Yeah.
16 or 20 points?
Some would say, maybe the fix was in. Not me.
No, you
I
wouldn't
would
say
never
that.
say that, but some would.
Keith would. Keith would say the fix is in.
I don't
and
know.
he'd proudly
What
declare
the heck? I have no idea about France. Give me this crap. I only follow the evidence, my friend.
Well, in France, they only had 400 mules.
That's it,
So it wasn't quite as bad as what was
get.
happening here with the 2,000 mules. I think it was more like 200,000 mules.
Yeah.
But he only covered 2,000 of them.
Oh,
If you don't know what we're talking, it's Dinesh D'Souza's movie that shows some unbelievably rampant fraud. And until I saw that movie, I really wasn't with the whole election fraud thing. But it kind of, it'll have an effect on you if you see it.
We just had cases in Pennsylvania where they found that they were taking bribes for the elections, right? They haven't told us and they haven't told us what elections they were taking bribes for, which I would kind of like to know.
Yeah, me too.
Let's find out what were you taking bribes? What were those elections? What happened? No.
Yeah.
No.
All right, let me tell you about preborn. So we finally celebrate that Roe versus Wade has been overturned, and we celebrate that with great joy. It's been responsible for the slaughter of over 63 million babies. Oh. If you can't call that a Holocaust, I don't know what you would call it. Now the decision to abort a child will be left in the hands of the states, and sadly, abortion will continue in the most liberal states. And over the past 16 years, Preborn has positioned their clinics in the top abortion cities where 50% of abortions take place. Preborn's work of saving babies' lives will continue at an even greater level as they fight Planned Parenthood and now defend their centers from the radical hate groups who want nothing more than to shut them down. Preborn's response is entirely dependent on you, the pro-life community. Your help is needed now more than ever. So, would you consider a gift of any size? $10, $50, $100, $1,000 if you can afford it. All gifts are tax deductible and will go towards saving babies' lives and helping keep preborn centers safe so they can continue their life-saving work. To donate, dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or go to preborn.com/Pat. That's preborn.com/Pat.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
There's a story of an estimated 40 abortion businesses that have stopped accepting appointments, and they're shutting down completely. Planned Parenthoods all over the country, supposedly. And I'm a little confused. I'm very confused because we know just a tiny fraction of the business that Planned Parenthood does is abortion.
Right.
Yeah, just a tiny... I mean, only 3% of what they do is abortion.
Yeah, these are women's health clinics, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Can you not make ends meet on 97% of your business model? Come on. What are you doing?
Oh,
no, but a lot of them have become Halloween stores already.
Already, man. Getting an early start.
It's so great.
Boy.
And it just goes to show, maybe that 3% number wasn't exactly accurate. I don't know. I don't know. Only 3% of our business is abortion. We're a healthcare provider. Are you? What kind of health services do you provide? Mammograms? Well, no, but prenatal care? No, well, we don't do that.
Oh, we doctors?
All right. Also, scientists are trying to open a portal to a parallel universe.
Nice.
Have they not watched Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Problems, or whatever the name of that movie is? Have you not seen it? You don't want.
I think that's the
it
whole
is.
title.
Yeah. I think it is.
Yeah.
Multiverse of Problems.
It does seem, at least in the way we present it, that it would be an issue if we opened up those portals.
It does seem like it. Yeah. Scientists at Oak Ridge National Laboratory in eastern Tennessee are trying to open a portal to a parallel universe. The project, which has been compared to the Upside Down in the Netflix blockbuster Stranger Things, hopes to, and there's another reason not to do it. You're going to open up a portal like Stranger Things? That doesn't go well.
And you talk about a stupid show that keeps been
Counterpart.
Gotta
check out
on
Counterpart.
Prime. Yeah, same thing.
You still loving that?
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I don't get a lot of time to watch, but
how many episodes have you seen so far?
What did I say?
I've seen 3.
Okay.
It's good.
7.
It's okay.
I like it.
7.
It's all right.
7?
Yeah.
Okay. So don't tell me.
I'm telling you anything.
Okay.
That's all right.
I didn't want to talk about the parallel universe angle
down
from there.
Oh darn.
Oh
no.
Crap.
I hate you so much.
Leah Broussard, the physicist leading the experiment, told NBC the plan is pretty wacky. Yeah, but will totally change the game ahead of a series of experiments she plans to run this summer.
Wow.
Broussard's experiment will fire a beam of subatomic particles.
Of course.
Okay.
You got to have the subatomic particles.
Down a 50-foot tunnel. I was just going to do this last week. And then,
you should have done that.
Now we had a rolling blackout and I couldn't get the power. Subatomic particles wouldn't work.
Hold on a second. Hold on. We're trying to do this sci-fi experiment here, but yet we have this third world problem preventing us from it. This rolling blackout is the reason why we don't have another universe where Joe Biden is not the president.
Exactly. So then the beam will pass a powerful magnet and hit an impenetrable wall, a neutron detector behind it.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. If the experiment is successful, particles will transform into mirror images of themselves, allowing them to burrow right through the impenetrable wall.
Wow.
Interesting.
I wouldn't even know where to begin with something like this.
I know.
But you're saying you're working on this yourself.
Yeah, I've been working on it, but these rolling blackouts keep screwing me up.
I thought they were brownouts.
No, they're blackouts.
Okay.
What's the difference?
All right.
Well, one turns part of the town off, and the other is everybody's off.
Oh.
This would prove that the visible universe is only half of what's out there, Broussard said. But she also admitted that she expects the test to measure zero. In Stranger Things, portals began opening, connecting a U.S. town to a dark alternate dimension called the Upside Down. In reality, if a mirror world exists, it would have its own laws of mirror physics and its own mirror history.
All right.
However, there wouldn't be an alternate version of you. Well,
Yeah, so
that's
it wouldn't be a
incorrect.
parallel
As
universe.
Wait a
we've
minute.
seen in the documentary Counterpoint,
Counterpart.
of course, there's a mirror you.
Because anything J.K. Simmons does is awesome.
Yes.
And he's in this.
Except for the State Farm commercials. I'm done with those.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done
Wait,
with
the
them.
farmers.
Oh, the farmers.
It's not State
if he's
Farm.
doing
it's
State
farmers.
Farm, man, that's an issue.
Oh, that's right.
Farmers
That's
is
Jake.
pissed.
Jake from State Farm.
Oh, J.K. Simmons could take Jake out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
in
no
a heartbeat.
way.
They're both pretty ripped, though. Let's be honest.
Current theory, the outlet explains, only hypothesizes that mirror atoms and mirror rocks are possible and perhaps even mirror planets and stars. That'd be weird if
Whole
this
parallel universe.
worked out and we discovered there is one.
But on that timeline, again, is Joe Biden president? Because if he is, if he's not,
If
then
he's not, I'm
that's
going
where I'm
there.
going.
Yeah,
I'm digging
going.
a tunnel to East
You're
Tennessee.
stepping through?
Yeah.
Okay, there's no brownout. Fire it up. Fire it up. I want
Fire
that.
it up.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right. Then there's this guy who went to Dubai, some kind of daredevil, goes to Dubai, dresses as a worker, like a construction worker.
Okay.
Goes up to the top of this crane, 77 stories high, greases up his body, and then hangs from one hand from this crane. That's right.
Greases up his
right there.
body. Why?
It was because it made it harder to hang on.
Right.
But nobody's there to experience
I
that,
know.
bro. What are you talking
and
about?
then he takes a selfie of it. I don't even know that you're greased up. None of us know that. Except it said it in the story.
Right.
Well, I could say
Look
that.
at that.
All for the clicks. How cool is that? I mean,
It's kind of cool, but he's not hanging from the Burj Khalifa Tower.
Yeah, what a cop out, right?
I mean, what kind of wuss cake is this
Thank
guy?
you.
77 stories.
Thank you.
What are you, scared of heights?
So you're what? You're 1,200 feet above the ground.
And you are dumb if you're doing that.
You're not 2,800 feet above the ground like you would be at the Burj
That's
Tower.
a good point. So it's not as risky as it could be.
You sissy.
YouTuber.
Go back to England, you sissy. We don't need your pseudo stunts here.
I mean, I get the hanging off a pole and
I
getting
don't.
yourself greased up.
I really don't.
Just not 77 stories high.
Why would you do that?
Wait.
Yeah.
Why would you do what this guy did, or why would you what Jeffy would do? I understand having a pole and getting greased up. It's the 77 stories I don't get.
That's what I said. I don't know why you.
Well, he missed it.
I got it. I just ignored it.
I know. He was just ignoring.
I didn't want to talk about Jeffy on a greased up pole. No, thank you.
Bacon grease. Oh, now you're talking.
I just don't do it 77 stories above the ground, that's all. But there's nothing wrong with getting greased up.
I mean, understand the premise, yeah.
And slipping around on a pole.
Let's go back to the part where you were ignoring what Jeffy said.
Yeah, see?
You're the one that
did it. That's why. But why people do these things?
Got the clicks, man.
No idea.
Got the clicks. You watch those guys. I watch those guys walk along those skyscrapers and the cranes and those buildings, all for the YouTube clicks. And I get them. I mean, they get them from me because I watch them. But I couldn't do it, man.
No way.
Holy cow! I mean, I'm not necessarily scared of heights, but
I'm scared of dangling above a.
Yeah, I feel like I'm scared of that.
77 stories up above the ground.
You're flirting with death there. I mean, you're you're going out on, you're pushing death. You're giving death a little nudge, and that's not advisable usually.
I go on the elevated freeway on-ramps around the
my
Metroplex,
wife hates those.
It never used to affect me. Did them in Houston all the time, but now I guess that I'm getting older. I don't know. It gives me like this.
My wife has always had that problem, and my kids are always like
dizzy, like I'm going to fall off of this thing. Feeling.
We're driving over, and the kids are always like, "Look, hey, Mom."
No, it freaks me out now.
Yeah,
it's weird. I hate it.
Boy,
I was walking over a bridge
around here
that was fairly high in Fort Worth a while ago. I don't know. I think we were going to a haunted house at Halloween a few years ago, and it was near a bridge that went over a freeway, and that freaked me out. I don't know why that happened. It's like before I was 18, I could get on any ride, anytime, anywhere, and it wouldn't affect me. The zipper and all those things that twist and spin you and all of that. As soon as I turned 18, couldn't do that anymore without vomiting.
So you could do it.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so you could totally do it.
I could do
Be
it.
so dramatic.
There's a couple of side effects that come along with it.
Right. Which are side effects I don't enjoy. Vomiting is not something that
you're not into that?
Really, no. Not that much.
Even for the enjoyment
not as
of
much
the ride.
as you might think.
Okay, well, what about for the clicks?
No.
Yeah, for the clicks.
Vomiting for the no, I wouldn't vomit for the clicks.
Man, you'd get a lot.
You absolutely
lot
would.
of clicks.
Pat's vomit rides.
Pat's vomit rides. I'm trying to find. I can't find a good enough picture here, but in Metro Atlanta, there's a place called Spaghetti Junction, and it's like it's got everything you can imagine with the interchanges and the elevation, and it's way up high. Anyway, I'm not finding a good one here, but my goodness, man, you need to.
They have those here. You don't have to go all the way to Atlanta.
I'm a little worried about you driving now. I don't want to share the road with you if you're getting dizzy out there. You know?
Yeah, don't at least not an elevated freeway ramp. Is that mine?
Yeah, there we go.
Sure is.
I thought it was just people partying in the hallway out here.
I did too for a second. I thought, come on.
What are they doing?
You know we're doing a radio show here?
Yeah, yo, shut up,
idiots.
Oh, wait, it's us. Our bad.
Oh, by the way, we got to mention the new Biden approval rating, the approval rating average in Real Clear Politics of all of the major polls put together.
Can I guess?
Yes. Oh. What's his approval rating?
After this impressive G7 NATO visit and now being in Madrid, we're at what, 85%?
85
approval rating?
I mean, yeah.
It's a good guess.
That's good, right?
It's you're ever so slightly off, but that was a good guess. It's 38%, lowest ever.
Wow. Under 40.
38%. Last week it was 39.8 or something.
I think you're right.
And now it's dipped even lower than that.
That means there's some that are 35.
Oh, yeah, 32.
Holy cow.
Well, as we speak, he is giving a speech right now, and I'm sure this is going to make him seem even better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure this will help. Because
I'm sure it will. He's talking about Sweden and Finland joining NATO.
Oh, good.
Which is a huge issue for Americans. We're all concerned about Sweden and Finland.
Yeah, because once they join, we don't have to. We can sit
then
back.
We're done
Because they're in charge and they've got the big military.
To be honest, when I saw the headline, I was like, they're not already?
No, they're not. They didn't want to for the longest time.
I know. They wanted out.
Yeah, but Finland, I think, is a tad nervous now. Since
they
bump right up against Russia.
Yeah.
Now you want our help. Oh, okay. No. How about that? So anyway, it's at the lowest level in his presidency. His disapproval level is at a new high, 57.5%. Jeez.
I saw a thing that said they're so nervous in the White House, they're going to stop being so radical between now and November to not upset Americans anymore.
Too late.
Yeah, it's too late. But
well, they just haven't communicated their
That's
message well enough.
That's what it is.
That's their problem, not that they're too radical.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.